ooh. It's time for knife round. All right, so this is Antigrind's map pick. So since we don't have a real knife round, we're going to just say hello to Antigrind in their spawn. And watch them do the knife each other thing. Dang, Lazy got destroyed there. You can't see it on their screen, but F5 are also knifing each other. So, you know, everybody getting in on the fun. Why are you running away? Stop running away. Fight. Be good. Don't make me have to sit through a super long knife round just to get to the game. Thank you. All right, chat. See you on the other side. So F5 versus Antigrind. I do know that F5 were under a different name. I can't find it now because it looks like they've actually effectively changed it. So, you know, or Reactor 9. They were under Reactor 9 before. Antigrind have been under Antigrind. It's been just mostly a puggy stack. This one, I don't really have a great indication of where I think this one's going to go, because Reactor 9, also known as F5, have been doing fairly well recently. Antigrind is also just another solid team that you can really never underestimate too much, or you will be upset about it. So we'll have to see where that leaves us as Antigrind start things off on the T side of their own map pick. And I forgot to turn the volume up. So, you know, super professional right here. We'll just turn that up right there. Perfect. And charging up mid, going to be Antigrind. They're not going to be met by much. Cameron forced to fall back out of red room. The early shots missing. The question is, where do Antigrind want to go? They've got themselves a nice two-pronged attack towards A, but Wu Zhang going to be caught by Kermit. That takes these two prongs down to one, and Cameron, double kill, double headshots. Leaves Deepa down in the 1 versus 4, but will be flattened by Bones as F5 destroy Antigrind on the pistol round. I feel like there definitely could be a third map tonight. I feel like these teams are going to be pretty evenly matched. It's really going to just depend on, I mean, it sounds like a cop-out, but who wants it more? This is, again, they're playing for the top seed of Elite, which would give you the chance to be seeded right into ESL Challenger League for the next season. And unfortunately, this forced by, well, it's just upgraded pistols for Antigrind, so this round likely to be pretty solidly won by F5. Got your long rifle in mid, watching out for any sneaky peeks in there, and Nate holding with the MP9 and Temple, or Cheetah just waiting for the peek up by... Ooh, here's 2 run by, but that's just going to force him away. F5 don't really know a whole heck of a lot about their opponent's buy. They've killed 1. Nate will chew through another. Looking for a third here as Abby Dog inside of Cheetah, flinking away, but not a whole lot of damage to come through. Abby Dog's Tech 9 could be deadly here. This is not a battle that I'd be super happy to take, but Abby Dog about to be challenged. MP9 out of Bones. First one good, but Wu Zhang trades it right on back. Now these MP9s, though, not a whole lot standing in their way. They know everything about Antigrind at that point, and it is going to be a quick second round with not a whole lot of a loss for F5. Well, full rifles now out on the Antigrind side. They've survived the earlier rounds. Not gotten as many kills as maybe you would have liked. However, they do find themselves on a fairly open A-bomb site as F5 open things up, repelling too, but with that bomb going down, now gives Antigrind plenty of time to get entrenched on the A-bomb site. Plenty of kits on the side of F5, and they're already on the scene here. Donut going to be the first scene. Good kill for SML. F5 now get their own opportunity at a two-pronged attack here. Back on their own A-bomb site. Smoke to block off main as Bones blows through 2. SML does respond with one of his own, and now it's just Wu Zhang in the 1 versus 3. Good damage onto 2 of these players, and that bomb is fairly close, but Cameron stands his ground, and F5 take a third. Well, that's not going to feel great for Antigrind. They do get the bomb down, but only 2 kills on that round is going to mean that these next few rounds, things are going to start to get dicey. They do have a couple of rifles to work with, which is a solid piece of work. However, Bones standing in their way, only good for the first. Now the player out from Donut, Cameron nearly able to spray down a second, but it's not gonna happen. And this smoke keeping Kermie out of the picture, tries to sneak on through, but Wu Zhang is ready to receive. And now 2 versus 3, bomb still not down. Antigrind getting a little bit too uptight about this, and they might be correct to do so. Nate sneaking through the smoke, doubles up. But down to 45 HP, Lazy running around loudly, and that Tech 9 coming in, picked up from the T side. F5 prevent the bomb plant. They lose 4 in the attempt, but that's still, it is the round, and that is the money. Look at that starting to build. Bones on $9,300 going in round number 5. So, full rifles. Okay, well, Nate, hero of the last round, gets flattened early on, 20 seconds in, and already a 4 versus 5. Still, though, I do like this coverage for F5 Esports. They've got that AWP on Bones as well to cover up the B-bomb site, but quick trade of things, and Donut leaves already another kill per side. And Antigrind already leaning toward the A-bomb site once again. They're really, really testing this A-bomb site. And they might just get it for free. 4 players alive. Cameron has abandoned the bomb site entirely, opting for the red room. Once this smoke fades, Nifa just going to be able to walk into A unabated. Meanwhile, in mid, Lazy claims the life of Ghost Soldier. 1 versus 1 for free, but Cameron not to be. You gotta love this probing, though. Antigrind really forcing F5 to play their game, and it might just succeed here. Wu Zhang, headshot onto Cameron, leaves Bones alone. Does manage to recover the AWP, but Antigrind finally secure a round, and definitely none too soon, as this one starting to get out of control already, but will be whittled back down. Oh, well, Nifa not expecting the AWP on the save. It is going to give the note for our teammate, though, but no more kills to come from there. So, Antigrind, they do secure 1. Oh, timeout time for F5. Oh, that's just the perfect time for me to be like, hey, chat, hope you're having a good time. Hope you're enjoying the game. I do think that these teams do seem, as much as F5 are off to an early lead, I feel like these teams are a bit closer in skill level than the rounds would have you believe. Who is the favorite? I mean, just personally, I'm going to have to go with F5. Like, it's a team that I've heard of and I've followed much more than Antigrind, but both teams have had their daylight in the advanced division. With the timeout expired, I'm going to say, peace out, chat. This is a good opportunity for Antigrind. They are going to be now having a significant weapon advantage. That AWP, the only thing recovered, and F5 choosing not even to force, but to just go and they pick up a 5.7 as the singular upgraded pistol and cover up that A bomb site with 4, leaving Nate alone on B. But yes, it's definitely tough for me to think who is the favorite. I feel like F5 have more LAN experience. I've seen Reactor 9 over and over and over again on the Philadelphia scene and just all over the place. And Antigrind less so. Nate is going to be calling out that this bomb is going down. But I feel like the quest for this round is not to win for F5 as it is to just take some weapons away. This 5.7 could do just that. Lazy. Ooh, chucking the right direction at the right time. Picks off Ghost Soldier, and now these players down ramp looking for some more action. Good kill onto Cameron. Bones, once again, watching the T spawn, so Hermie going to be picked off without a care in the world. Bones just looking for something. Ooh, takes away SML's rifle. Flash on over. Oh, Abby Dog. Gonna take that AWP away. But here, in a more serious answer, let's go see if we can find this game, and we'll see how both of these teams did last season. So we'll pull up F5 on one tab, and we'll pull up Antigrind in another tab, and we'll get some analyst data. Meanwhile, F5 already picking up Avidog over on the cat side of things. But again, they're really teasing this A bomb site over and over and over again. Oh, Kermie about to get caught, not expecting Nifa to be boosted up. And another swing on in, and A bomb site is shut down. F5 at this point feel like they might as well go for the save. 3 versus 4 on the retake. Not going to be an easy one, that is for sure. Ghost Soldier on the other side of Donut puts down the smoke, goes for the spam. SML going to be spammed out here. Ooh, peeking on in. Gonna be Cameron looking for more. Oh my goodness. They want to go for this. Feels so risky. Wu Zhang still on site. Head on a swivel. Good kill for the starters and finishes the job as well. Gonna be recovering that AWP and Antigrind on 3. F5 starting off strong, but starting to teeter off. So it looks like, it looks like 7-1 for F5, and they went 2-2 in playoffs for that season. And Antigrind actually didn't make it to playoffs for the previous season of Advanced. I will say that it was a weird season of Advanced. If we look at season 54, while we watch these pistols get eviscerated. Antigrind, F5 did make it to playoffs on season 54, and so did Antigrind. And Antigrind actually made it ahead of F5. I mean, look, normally I'd be like, don't spoil, but it's rifles versus pistols. So I feel like that's just, you're looking at the weapons and going, yeah, that makes sense. Ghost Soldier, though, might be able to pull this one back with a Deeg, but does not happen. Though I will say, if you keep putting score lines in chat, I am going to time you out. I really don't appreciate that. This does mean it is time for what feels like the first time in a while we've had both sides on an even keel as far as guns are concerned. Ops, AKs, M4s, a big peek towards A to start this one off, but is all going to result in a trade. Cameron forced to fall back, going, hey, they're actually pushing A again. Meanwhile, Abidog, the lone player outside, able to pick down Kermie, leaving antigrind in the pole position once again. The driver's seat, Nate looking for the trade, hunting around, but nobody's home. And meanwhile, Bone's going to be picked off in mid. There's Nifa with the AWP as well. Antigrind, it looks like the probing has done its job as they've finally got F5's number. F5 with another timeout. So that means I can say hello again. So yeah, definitely a strong half. I mean, you can see why antigrind are going to go for this. I do find it really interesting that they have been playing so heavily towards A. As much as I'd love to see Ancient taken out of the map pool, it's been interesting to see the different trends on how people are playing it, whether the A-bomb site is the one that everybody's looking at going, okay, what are all of the nades? What are all of the ways we can take it? Or if it's just B-pops and nothing but B-pops and only B-pops. Oh, this is going to be now antigrind in a position to take another round away. AKs versus pistols. A lot of 5.7s picked up by F5. Only 3 rounds left in the half, so they definitely want to try and swing this one back. Cameron should be hurt here by SML, but meanwhile, there's another player as well. Will be chewed right down. Looking for more, but the 5.7s will overwhelm SML. 5 lazy now, waiting for the tide on in. Coming up. Jump up. Oh, gonna be caught with a nade in his hand. Cameron clinks away. 3 versus 3, though, and those 5.7s are getting pretty low on HP. The sun's getting quite low. AWP rings out, goes wide, but the Tech 9 works out as well, and Nate now left in a 1 versus 3 in an unwinnable spot, just waiting to see if anybody peeks ahead on out, but the only head is going to be his on a plate as Nifa closes out the round. That's that scoreline looking pretty patterned. Four, then 6. But F5 would definitely be pleased to bring it back to even. It's patterned. You had 4 in a row, then 6 in a row. It's not an interesting pattern, but it's a pattern. No random, no eco city, just, yeah. Well, antigrind going for something a little different here. Everybody lined up on ramp to push on in toward B. Abidog going to be the tip of that spear, and this time, now with all the attention they've put forth on the A-bomb site, they might have, or they thought they would find a fairly open B-bomb site, but Ghost Soldier going to go to prove them wrong. 3 for 2, leaving Abidog and Lazy in a 2 versus 3. Nade's not doing a whole heck of a lot of damage, but the player in Cubby will catch 1, looking for more. Cameron with a double to close out the round, and F5 with a fairly strong case for an 6-6 on the half. Good money left for antigrind, but now, well, Maybe they've finally gotten back inside of the heads of antigrind. I do think that round was interesting just in the sake of F5 are adapting to all of the A pressure that antigrind have been throwing round after round, which is the perfect time for antigrind to switch things up, but they get kind of hoisted by their own petard and just caught out of positions. With only one player on the site, I'd actually managed to catch to make things a little bit more difficult than maybe antigrind were expecting. Hermie now, lurking behind Abby Dog, out through smoke, not expected again, so hey, you know what? A bomb site worked. Let's get it. 3 versus 5. SNL jumping around. Bomb drop. The AWP of Bones going ham here. 2 kills. And that's all he's going to need is Kermie will wrap up the last. 6-6 as we switch sides here on map number 1. Well, pistol round, and already Bones flattened in mid. Nifa through the smoke. Well, this is interesting. Antigrind have not put any presence on the A-bomb site. 4 on B. And so F5 have taken a leaf out of their opponent's book and sent this play right on over to A. Bomb going to be planted. And now, oh my goodness, Cameron just mowing down 3, looking for more as well. Oh, runs out of ammo. Did he overheat, or is he gonna get this? Lazy just manages to clip him back. Plenty of kills going on for... Okay, Kermie going in with the knife. That's a little bit ambitious. Ghost Soldier now left alone as the defuse will come through. Nifa covering Lazy. So, I just don't even know what to make of that. 2 players are F5. We're trying to go run around with knives. And I feel like they kind of threw that round as a result. I was wondering if we were going to get a force buy off the back of that timeout, and looks like we will. I mean, it's a bomb down, so I do tend to like the chances of the failed pistol force here. All the usual mid smokes now keeping everybody back, but it's interesting that with all the mid smokes down, that will lead us to a fairly empty mid. F5 do creep on over. So they will meet SML and Donut. M4 versus Galil's. Look at that damage done early on. And F5 chase right into the death trap that's been laid. Antigrind. Repel 3. That is debilitating for F5. Cameron does manage to reel 1 back in, but Ghost Soldier now at the Mac 10. Not a whole lot of life left, and this Galil just looking to try and make sense of the pieces. Look at the damage, though, that's been done. SNL and Nifa down on barely any hit points. I feel like F5 are going to be kicking themselves off the back of this one as Abby Dog Ferrari peek into Cameron. With no bomb plant, that leaves F5 now in an unenviable position of just going with the upgraded pistols. Set of Tech 9s, what they will be bringing to the table for round number 15. Just trying to pick away at these rifles, but they're not having much luck. Ghost Shoulder does nail the headshot on SML, but there's just too many bullets being shot down range. Ooh, well, that's a good turn of events. At the very least, some weapons being taken back from F5. I'm going to make its way past Cheetah as well, so it feels like maybe there's at least some sort of a chance of magic here, but with no armor, don't give a whole heck of a lot of chances to the F5 side, although Nate picking up that M4 is going to take away one more rifle. And now enemies at the gates. F5 just holding steady on shelf, waiting to see if any more of anti-grind are going to peek on in. They will creep their way over right on in through cave up toward the B-bomb site. Anti-grind have left this open. However, Wu Zhang is close by, but it is going to have to be a solo retake. Is going to hear that bomb going down, so Nifa going to make tracks back over to B, and their backs are turned. Nate going to be chipped away as Wu Zhang quickly turns this to a 2 versus 1. Meanwhile, on the backside of things, Nifa with a kill of their own to close out the round. Anti-grind on 9. Well, this is going to have to be the one. Already on 9, quickly looking at double digits here. Anti-grind looking tough to stop on the CT side. Oh, Cameron, though, finds SML from the back. That was crazy because SML got up close and personal and then turned around. Leading F5 now to a man advantage here. 30 seconds into the round. Ooh, this is risky. They haven't blocked off Red Room, but it's not going to matter. Bones holding that with the AWP. Holding steady. Now leaves it on Nifa. 1 versus 4, but on the wrong bomb site. And Bones just able to cut off the rotation through mid. Gotta go for either the safe rotation or just more ideally save.
Wow.
Whoa, 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 resub. Whoa, 57. And all of these vegan places just closed. They sure do. Thank you for the resub. 57. Oh my goodness. That means that I'm almost at 5 full years of being a Twitch slave. I mean, a Twitch affiliate. I mean, I've already passed by my year of being part. Oh my goodness. Time is passing too fast. Time is passing way the heck too fast. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Anyway. Twitch bitch. Yeah, that's a good one. I am a Twitch bitch. Well, F5 now looking to make their stand. If they can win one more, they definitely have the possibility to bring this one to a very quick, even score line. A lot of sprays going on as they pass by Cheetah. Backside of the map could be interesting. Nate, though, goes the wrong direction. That means SML going to live another day. Look at this. The two players get caught by Abby Dog past shelf, and that ends up leaving the A bomb site as the point of attack, but the angles are just so weird all over the place. It's such a messy, weird, interesting round by F5, but antigrind seek to reclaim. Not doing too great a job of it. Lazy, able to answer for one. Erases Nate from the server, but antigrind will just save this round, so F5 looking to make sure that they can't even things out too easily. F5 will be one round behind.
Terrorists win.
Well, I said it was one more, but, you know, why not one more? F5 now. Antigrind with a pretty good buy. A couple of MP9s going into what could be the round that evens it all out. Quite an important one. The money for antigrind is basically at an end. That nade doing just chopping Abby Dog in half. They know that they've been playing this cave position. It's always a good time to try and do some early chip damage on the nades. F5 putting a lot of priority toward trying to make their way in through Cheetah. This crossfire with the MP9s, though, could be deadly. Abby Dog, the first one to fall, but a good reclamation out of Lazy. Push on over toward B. Wu Zhang holding court with that M4. Good headshot to start this one off. Sends the rest of F5 scurrying right back down, and 3 versus 4 with 45 seconds. Now, the question is, where do they go next? Lazy gonna cut them off with the molly. Oh, that molly maybe not going where they had hoped. F5 now with 30 seconds, and really only one option. Not much utility left, though, for either of these two teams. So in these final 20 seconds, it's really going to come back to who's got the better shots. Two players lined up on long. They've left Lazy in cave. 3 versus 3 on the A-bomb site. SNL spots the first. 10 seconds left. Wu Zhang follows up, and Bones just forced to save on the AWP. That is an uncomfortable save, a tenuous save. It still catches Lazy. Though I think antigrind will be okay losing the MP9. Good time for a timeout. F5 expending their final one. But antigrind just might have flipped this first map on its head already. Cameron doing a ton for F5, where antigrind have been pretty evenly split across the board. We'll We'll see if Cameron can pull F5 over the finish line here. Once again, early Molotovs put down, catching Nate to the tune of 50. Heavy damage here, and Abidog set up to really stop this push through into mid. Flash goes in, forces them away. That is something for F5 to take some ground off of as they continue to... They seem to want this B bomb site. Sprays do a little bit of chip damage, but the teams retreat off of it. Ooh, Abidog, the timing. Cameron could go huge here with 2. Needs to go huge here. This Molotov gonna deny him and push him away. Smoke to follow it up. The flash goes in, but again, cannot follow as that smoke is in the way. And this cave position has been just played to a T. It feels like trench warfare. Are we standing up and shooting each other? No, we are just throwing a bunch of utility. Ooh, this is smoke fades though. Ghost Soldier, wary of the cubby position. Flash rings out. Nate with 1. They're wary of the cubby position, but Abidog's still gonna get 1. Now they just have to get this bomb down, and maybe they can start to trade these rounds back. But Wu Zhang holding from short, not gonna let anyone cross into caves. Still numbers for F5 Esports. Just waiting for the push on up. Wu Zhang and CML, or SML, pushing on up long. Cameron hasn't gotten a chance to retreat off of this position. Look at the ground that's being taken here. Good trade out of Cameron. SNL dies. Nifa erases 1 on the AWP, but it's not going to be enough as that bomb will go off. But a good attempt made for the retake by Antigrind. Ten to 9 scoreline. Look, hey, this game had all the markings of one that was going to go super close, and I'm glad to say it is 100% living up to expectations. This round could be rough for Antigrind. They've got weapons, but only about half. They've got utility, but most of it's spent early on to just stop the early plays and let Antigrind get into some aggressive positions with these close-range weapons. Wu Zhang with the MP9 getting nice up close and personal. Meanwhile, lazy jump peeking ramp, though that will be heard. So these AKs should have knowledge. Oh, Cameron. Oh, hey, yo. And a nade. They're getting stressed. Tournament lives on the line here, looking to make it from the group stage to the playoff stage, and F5, they do manage to bite back. 3 versus 3, but with the weapons that they had versus the weapons that Antigrind have, I feel like you expect a little bit more from them. Now Antigrind, they do split up across the map. AWP still in play for Nifa. Rotation back over to B. This is really lovely to see. SML not playing directly in cubby, not going to let themselves be spammed out woodwall. Wants to force F5 to push onto site, and I mean, it's been done well already, but will be spotted as Cameron walks up ramp. Flash goes out. Not a lot of time left, but that bomb still will be planted, and the position's not correct for Antigrind, but Nifa still erases bones from the server. Cameron on the other side of the smoke, and oh, the ship's in the night! On the other side of the site, Cameron does get the kill, but 1 versus 1, 20 HP. Abidog should have this one locked into position. Good for the kill, and more than enough time to pick up that AWP, or pick up a kit, at the very least, and get that defuse. F5 maybe floundering this one at the last hurdle. Do you go for the save here? Do you allow your opponent to go to map point? Looks like F5 are going to force this one up. Half buy at best. Half utility, half weapons. Galil's SMG pistol. Not a nice place to be if you're F5. Antigrind, though, going to be feeling quite good here. 2-round buffer. And now it's their turn to have the driver's seat. The talking stick been passed around both sides throughout this game. F5 looking to use these lower level weapons to go for a B pop, though. There's only 2 players here for anti-grind, so it's a good opportunity. They're able to exploit it. I feel like Ghost Soldier knows that Abby Dog is waiting inside the cave door. Ooh, good nade. Chops off half the hit points. That's going to be easy to overwhelm. Long smoked off, but a good trade out of Wu Zhang behind it. Look at these spams. They're coming through fast and strong. Lazy eats up bones. Leaves us in a 3 versus 4 with the retakers in the advantage. Anti-grind, 4 versus 3. Smoke phase, Wu Zhang, good for another. Spams down Kermi, sprays for another. SML with a kill, and Cameron flattened. Anti-grind on 12. It's looking like they are going to take us to a map number 2. Now, do or die time for these upgraded pistols on F5 Esports, but it's a triple spray down for Lazy. Ends up melting. With bomb in their possession, I think anti-grind will feel giddy, regardless of losing 1 player. That's not even a recoverable rifle for F5, so all they can do is, I mean, hey, can we get any kills? Ooh, nade flies on out, but that doesn't give Kermi enough space. Nifa firing off for Bones, because catch him. And it is just going to be SML with the final kill, and anti-grind 13-9. GG's for map number 1. All right, well, anti-grind surprising here. Taking map number 1, taking their own map pick